The mascara you put on this morning sits a millimeter from your eyeball, and there is a real chance it is one of the products independent scientists tested and lawyers took to court over what they found inside. Today, I am naming them one by one, counting down 7 specific mascaras you will want to think twice about, with exactly why each one made the list, and then the safe ones to reach for instead. Number 1 is the most dangerous of all, the one that can hurt you the very same day you use it. So stay with me, because the tube sitting in your bag right now might be on this list, and most women have no idea. First, the thread that ties almost this whole list together, because it is the single most important thing you will learn today, and it protects you for the rest of your life. The problem is the word waterproof. The very feature you were taught to want, the one that makes a mascara survive tears, sweat, rain, and a long humid day without smudging, is created by a family of chemicals called PFAS. They are nicknamed the forever chemicals because they do not break down in the environment or in your body. They accumulate, they build up over years, and they have been linked in research to serious health concerns, including certain cancers, thyroid disease, hormone disruption, immune effects, and problems in pregnancy. These are not chemicals you want absorbing into the thin, porous skin around your eyes twice a day for decades. In 2021, researchers at the University of Notre Dame tested more than 200 makeup products for fluorine, the chemical fingerprint that signals PFAS. What they found was alarming. Roughly 82% of the waterproof mascaras they tested contained high levels of it. Mascara was one of the worst categories of all, and here is the part that should genuinely make your stomach turn. Almost none of those products listed PFAS anywhere on the ingredient label. The vast majority kept it off the box entirely. You could read every word on the packaging and still have absolutely no way of knowing it was there. After that study, the lawsuit started, and they named specific products by name. So here they are, counting down from 7. And here is why mascara specifically is such a concern. More than almost any other product these chemicals turn up in. Your eyes are a mucous membrane, one of the fastest, most direct routes anything has into your body. Whatever sits on your lash line all day does not just stay politely on the surface. It has a direct line into your tear ducts and your bloodstream, hour after hour, on skin so thin and so absorbent that it behaves nothing like the skin on your arm. So a forever chemical that might be a minor concern in, say, a sealed food wrapper becomes a far more serious one when it is parked a millimeter from your eyeball every single day for years on end. This is not a place to be casual. It is the most sensitive real estate on your entire face, and it deserves the most caution, not the least. Number 7, L'Oreal Telescopic Waterproof. This one is marketed for dramatic, stretched out length, and it is part of the same waterproof family that keeps turning up on PFAS testing lists. The lengthening is the selling point, but it is the waterproof version specifically that raises the flag, because the waterproofing is where the forever chemicals live. I want you to notice this distinction now, because I am going to repeat it for every product on this list. The regular washable version is a separate conversation. It is the waterproof formula that the testing and the lawsuits keep pointing to. The word on the tube that should worry you is not telescopic, it is waterproof. Number 6, CoverGirl Lash Blast. Waterproof. This one matters because it proves this is not a one-brand problem you can simply switch your way out of. CoverGirl and its parent company were hit with their own lawsuits alleging undisclosed PFAS in waterproof mascara. Think about what that means. A completely different company, a completely different price point, a completely different logo on the tube, and yet the same waterproofing chemistry and the same allegations. Once you see two unrelated giants land in the same litigation over the same single feature, you stop blaming one brand and you start understanding that the feature itself is the issue. That is the moment this stops being gossip about a company and becomes a rule you can use forever. Number 5. Estee Lauder waterproof formulas, like Sumptuous and Double Wear. Now I am stepping up into the luxury tier to make the single most important point on this entire list, because it is the one the industry most wants you to get wrong. Spending more money does not buy you out of this. Estee Lauder waterproof mascaras have appeared on the same testing and lawsuit lists as the drugstore ones. A $30 prestige tube from a glass counter is not automatically safer than a $7 one from the bottom shelf, not when both are built on the same waterproof technology. The price tag was never the safety signal you thought it was. The feature was the signal, and the feature is the same whether you paid $7 or $30. Number 4. Maybelline Great Lash Waterproof. This one stings, and I know it will sting for a lot of you because Great Lash is practically a household name. The pink and green tube that has been sitting in makeup bags for generations, the one your mother probably used. The waterproof version of it was named in the PFAS suits, and that is exactly the lesson. Legacy, nostalgia, and decades of trust do not mean a formula is clean. The oldest, most familiar, most beloved name on the shelf can still carry forever chemicals in its waterproof version, and the warm feeling of recognition you get when you see that tube is doing none of the work of actually protecting you. Number 3. Maybelline Volume Express The Falsies Waterproof. This product was named directly in the class action litigation alleging undisclosed PFAS, based on independent third-party testing cited in the complaints. And here is the detail that should make you angriest of all, the one that turns this from a chemistry story into a betrayal, the kind of label that made you trust it in the first place. The reassuring ophthalmologist tested, suitable for sensitive eyes and contact lens wearers, wording is exactly the language the lawsuits point to as misleading. You were specifically told this was the gentle, eye-safe option. According to the suits, that promise sitting next to undisclosed forever chemicals is the whole problem. Number 2. L'Oreal Voluminous Waterproof and Voluminous Lash Paradise Waterproof. The cult favorites. These are the holy grail mascaras for millions of women, the ones recommended over and over, the ones people repurchase without thinking. And they sit right at the center of the PFAS class actions against L'Oreal, with independent testing cited in the complaints reporting detectable levels. There is a cruel logic to why they top the brand name list. The more beloved and best-selling a waterproof formula is, the more women are exposed to whatever is making it waterproof. Popularity is not proof of safety. Sometimes it just means the exposure is more widespread. Now, I want to be square with you for a moment because it matters. All of those are allegations the brands deny, and a couple of those lawsuits were actually dismissed on technical grounds rather than on the science. So nobody is telling you a verdict came down declaring these products poison, but the study findings are real and peer-reviewed. The independent testing is real, and the pattern across every one of these is unmistakable and undisputed. It is the waterproof versions, again and again and again. You do not need a courtroom to decide you would simply rather not paint forever chemicals a millimeter from your eye every single morning. That choice is yours to make right now, today, with the information you already have. And number 1, the single most dangerous mascara of all, the one that can hurt you, not over years, but immediately. The counterfeit. The fake L'Oreal, the fake Maybelline, the counterfeit dupe of any famous brand, sold suspiciously cheap on random online marketplaces, social media shops, and street stalls, packaged to look almost exactly like the real thing. When investigators and health authorities have tested counterfeit makeup, they have found genuinely horrifying things inside: dangerous levels of bacteria, mold, and in some cases toxic metals like lead, arsenic, and mercury manufactured in filthy, completely unregulated conditions with zero oversight. People have suffered chemical burns, severe allergic reactions, and serious eye infections from fake eye makeup. If the brand name waterproof concern is a slow burn, the counterfeit is a 5-alarm fire, and the bait is always identical: a famous name at a price that is too good to be true, sold somewhere that is not an authorized retailer. Because that counterfeit is the one that can truly harm you fast. Let me give you the tells, because the fakes have gotten frighteningly good at looking real. The first tell is the price. If a famous brand is selling for a fraction of its normal cost, that discount is the entire scam, because nobody sells the real thing at a loss. The second is the seller. A random third-party shop on a marketplace, a profile on social media, a pop-up site you have never heard of, a stall on the street, with any of these, you have no idea who made what is in that tube or under what conditions. The third is the packaging, misspellings, a font that is slightly off, a batch code that is missing or smudged, a flimsier feel, a color that is not quite right. The fourth is what you notice once it arrives, a strange chemical smell, a watery or clumpy texture, anything that does not match what you have used before. And the simplest protection of all, the one rule that erases almost the entire risk. Buy mascara only from the brand's own website, a major established retailer, or a real pharmacy. Never from a stranger because it was cheap. Now, beyond these specific products, there are a few more red flags worth knowing, because the names on tubes change, but these patterns never do. Be cautious with lash growth or lash-boosting mascaras, because some contain ingredients in the prostaglandin family, the same class used in prescription lash treatments, which can cause real side effects like permanent darkening of the eyelid skin, irritation, and even a hollowing of the area around the eye over time. Be ruthless about expired mascara because it has the shortest shelf life of anything in your bag, roughly 3 months once opened, after which that warm sealed tube becomes a bacterial breeding ground you are painting onto your lash line. Never use the shared tester wand at a store, and never share your mascara with anyone because it is the single most personal product you own, and it spreads eye infections instantly. And be wary of heavily fragranced formulas, because fragrance is a leading irritant, and your eyes do not need your mascara to have a scent. So if all of that is out, what do you actually reach for? 5 safe choices, and not one of them costs you more money. Safe choice 1. The regular, washable, non-waterproof version. This is the simplest fix on earth. The very same brands make non-waterproof formulas that are not built on PFAS chemistry. You give up surviving a swim, and in exchange, you skip the forever chemicals entirely. And here is the honest truth most women never admit. For the overwhelming majority of normal days, you never actually needed waterproof in the first place. You bought it because it sounded better, not because your day demanded it. Safe choice 2. Anything explicitly labeled PFAS free. Brands are now competing on this and printing it right on the front of the box, precisely because shoppers have started catching on. When a manufacturer prints PFAS free, they are putting that claim on the record. It is one of the easiest green flags to spot, so look for it and reward the companies that bothered. Safe choice 3. A tubing mascara, the hidden gem almost nobody talks about. These work in a completely different way. Instead of a stubborn waterproof coat you have to scrub off, a tubing mascara forms tiny flexible tubes around each individual lash. They hold beautifully all day, they do not smudge or flake into your eyes, and at the end of the night, they slide off cleanly with nothing but warm water and gentle pressure. No PFAS-driven waterproofing, no harsh rubbing, no tugging at the delicate skin around your eyes. They are gentle, effective, and cheap, and most women have genuinely never tried one. If you take one recommendation from this whole video, make it this one. Safe choice 4. A fragrance-free, ophthalmologist-tested formula bought from an authorized retailer. A short ingredient list, no unnecessary irritants, purchased from a real store so you know for certain it is genuine. A well-made drugstore mascara that checks these boxes performs every bit as well as a luxury one. Professional makeup artists reach for the cheap ones constantly. You are not buying safety or better lashes by spending more. Safe choice 5. And it is a habit rather than a product. Keep it fresh. Whatever you choose, replace it every 3 months. Write the date you opened it on the tube with a marker so you actually know. Never pump the wand in and out because that drives air and bacteria deep into the formula. And never add water or saliva to revive a drying tube, because you are literally inoculating it with bacteria. A cheap, fresh, genuine mascara used correctly is infinitely safer than the most expensive one that has been sitting open for 6 months. One last thing on how you take it off, because removal is where a surprising amount of damage quietly happens. Never scrub at stubborn waterproof mascara with a dry cotton pad, dragging and pulling at that fragile skin and snapping your lashes. Over the years, that rough nightly rubbing is one of the quiet ways women create the very fine lines and sparse lashes they are trying to avoid. Instead, Press a warm, damp cloth over your closed eye for a few seconds to soften the mascara, then wipe gently downward and outward, slowly, without scrubbing. Better still, use a tubing mascara that needs no scrubbing at all. Treat the removal as carefully as the application, because the eye area gives away age faster than almost anywhere else on your face. Here is the one idea to walk away with, because it outlives any list of names. The danger almost never came from spending too little. It came from one single feature you were trained to want. Waterproof and long-lasting sound like quality, like premium, like getting your money's worth. But they are the exact words the forever chemicals keep hiding behind. And chasing a famous name on the cheap is exactly what walks you into the counterfeit trap. Flip that instinct completely. Choose washable, choose PFAS free, choose a tubing formula, buy from a real store, keep it fresh. Do those things and you have protected your eyes and your wallet at the very same time, without trusting a single label that was written to manage you rather than inform you. Before the final word, I want to say something directly to you, because the point of this is not to scare you, and it is certainly not to make you feel foolish. You did nothing wrong. You bought trusted brands from real stores. You read the labels, and the labels told you the products were tested, gentle, suitable for sensitive eyes. You were careful in every way you knew how to be careful. The information you needed simply was not printed where you could see it, and that is not your failure. It is a gap that was left conveniently for you to fall into. So please do not walk away from this feeling guilty about every tube you ever owned. Walk away feeling equipped, because now you can see what was invisible to you before. And from this point forward, you get to choose with your eyes open. That is the whole gift of knowing. It turns you from someone being managed into someone making decisions. So go and look at your own tube right now before you do anything else. Does it say waterproof? Where did you actually buy it? When did you open it? If any one of those answers makes you pause, you already know exactly what to do. And drop a comment telling me which of these 7 you just found in your bag. And be honest about the oldest mascara hiding in there too, because I promise you are not alone. If you want more of this, the straight talk that protects your face and your money at the same time, the beauty armor is right here, and this is exactly what we do. And share this with one woman you love, your mother, your sister, your best friend, the one with the waterproof tube she has trusted for years. Because the brands counted on no one ever connecting these dots out loud, and the simplest way to undo that is to make sure the people you care about hear it too. One conversation can protect someone for the rest of their life, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Your eyes are irreplaceable, and the smartest, safest thing in your makeup bag never costs more than the willingness to ask 3 simple questions before you ever raise the wand again.